What's up, everybody? It's your girl Barbie J here with the recap and review of Tyler Perry's White House drama, The Oval, Season 6, Episode 8, In Due Time. Now, this episode I didn't care too much about. I don't know what it was about it. The last couple of ones were pretty much better to me, but I could be wrong. Y'all put your 2 cents down in the comment section if you want. But before we get started, if you're new here or if you're returning here and have not subscribed to this channel as of yet, please take a moment right now, hit that subscribe button, then hit the notification bell and select all. It'll let you know every time I upload any new content to this channel. Then I ask that you hit that like button, which is the thumbs up button, write a comment and join our conversation, and then share because sharing is caring. Now, this episode starts off with the nurse coming in. The nurse is in the infirmary, and she comes in with Simone's cup of water, and she sees her near Victoria, but doesn't say anything. How come it doesn't arouse any suspicion? That made no sense. And she gives her the water. Simone says she feels so much better now, and she leaves. Then Bobby comes in, and Simone wants to know who did this to Eli and why. Bobby says he don't think he should tell her. And I'm like, dummy, just say that you can't because you got to follow orders from the chief of staff. That's it. So then she tells him to leave and cusses at him, telling him he's a waste of time or something she was saying. And then, he's like, sorry, you feel that way, ma'am. And then Victoria's pressure monitor starts ringing, and Bobby comes back and looks at Simone, who's looking real guilty in the face. And he asks her, what did she do? And she lies and says, nothing. I didn't do anything. And then he tells her she going to end up going to jail or getting arrested if she don't tell him what she did. So then she admits that she took her shot and put something in there. And he said, what is it? So Bobby goes over there and takes care of the problem. Somebody was like, is Bobby a doctor? I said, y'all forgot way back when Bobby was in that cabin in the woods and that lady brought Max to him all shot up. And Bobby took care of him and nursed him back to health. Anyway, then Bobby told Simone to sit down near Eli and don't touch nothing. And she was like, whatever, Now we have Alan. He's coming into Donald's office to bring Lily to the Oval. She doesn't want to go. She says she's going home. Then she starts acting crazy and asks Alan if he wants to have sex with her. And she throws everything off of Donald's desk and lays on top of it and tell Alan that they can do it right on his desk. Alan doesn't go along with Lily's mess. Then she realizes Alan is trapped in his position as well. And he's claiming he's not. But she advises Alan to stay as far away from Donald and Kyle as he can. Then she left out and told him to tell Donald she went home and he could go to hell. I said, oh boy. He's like, what's with these crazy women in the White House today? Anyway, then we have Priscilla. She goes into Hunter's bedroom to talk in private. Hunter has to force his rude son to leave while Agent Isaac remained. Now, Jason did mention wanting to talk to Sam, but it seems he was like just doing that to get a rise out of Priscilla. I don't know. Y'all put it down in the comment section what y'all think. So she sits down and talks to Hunter about Eli and Victoria, but he denies knowing anything about it. So they discuss Victoria trying to stay first lady without Hunter being president. Priscilla says Victoria will try to do anything to stay in her position. And Priscilla tells Hunter she has a tape with Eli and Victoria having sex. And Hunter wants it. And Priscilla said, okay, but only if he tells his men to stand down. But Hunter isn't down for that. And he decides, he'll just tell Priscilla everything in the kitchen while she makes him a sandwich. So I said sandwich. So she says, okay, and laughs, then offers to get his wheelchair. And when Hunter just stood up on his own 2 feet, she was surprised. So at this point, Hunter reminds her about the time she caught Kyle in his bathroom. And he tells her that Kyle was getting the poison Victoria was giving him to keep him paralyzed. She was like, what? She said, I knew it was something going on. And what's strange is that Hunter says they are all against him, even Donald's wife. I was like, wondering why Hunter thinks Lily is against him. Am I missing something, y'all? Put it down in the comment section. I don't know where he's getting that from. So now we see Richard. He's in the kitchen just staring into space when his phone rings, and it's Nancy talking about, look at the video I just sent you, MFer. I was like, she was cussing up a storm, y'all. And I was shocked that he would even answer her call since he wasn't answering it in the past. So she's telling him that she's staying in the house and he better have the mortgage paid by the first. And Richard tells her that ain't going to happen. And she said, yes, it will, or else she and Dale will talk to the police. And he's like, do what you got to do. And Nancy said she will. Then she said that she promised him on Pinky and Barry that she will show him the biatch she can be. And I was like, Dag, what is wrong with her? Then she hung up on him. However, now Sharon came in at that moment and heard her. So Sharon's asking her if that was Mr. Richard on the phone and that she had never heard Nancy or seen her acting like this. And Sharon asked, is everything okay between y'all? She said, did it sound like everything was okay between us? She said, shouldn't you be somewhere grieving Barry? And she said, I am. You know, that's what I'm doing. She said, then get out of my face and mind your business. I said, oh. And Sharon was like, oh, okay, and left. I said, dang, Nancy was being real funky to everybody. So now we see Alonzo in the security room area when Max walks in and he asks him what's been going on. And Alonzo suggests they meet outside of the White House to discuss things. And Max thinks that's a good idea and agrees. So Alonzo leaves the area through one door and Sam comes in through the other door. Then he and Max start discussing Eli, Hunter, and Jason without using their names, just titles. And then Priscilla walks in. And I thought she was supposed to be making a damn sandwich for Hunter. Wasn't she, y'all? How did she get over there? I have no idea. But anyway, so she tells Max that she needs to talk to him and wants Sam to leave when he was in the middle of a conversation with Max. And I'm like, she and Max should have left out. But anyways, she's acting so immature. Y'all see how she is? She's damn petty ass. I can't take her. She really needs to learn how to be professional and stop being so petty at work. Anyway, she needs to get a message to Sam without him knowing it came from her. So Priscilla tells him that Jason wants to talk with Sam and they are trying to figure out a way for them to communicate with each other. But somehow Priscilla wants to stay in the loop. And I'm like, this is just ridiculous. Why can't you just say, Sam, Jason wants to talk to you, blah, 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 blah. She's so busy being messy and stuff. I can't take her. I don't know why they have her character acting like that. Anyway, now we see Dale and Sharon. They're talking and she still thinks Kareem has something to do with Barry's death without any evidence. Dale is trying to get her to see what she's saying makes no sense. Then Sharon tells Dale that he can't keep that car that Miss Nancy bought him. So she asks Dale where Miss Nancy is getting all the money, and he tells her that she closed all of their accounts. But the IRA and the 401k are not their accounts. I'm sorry. I don't think you could have a husband and wife IRA and 401k. Isn't that individual? Somebody put that down in the comment section because I think that was just Richard's. Anyway, then Dale told Sharon about Nancy sleeping with Richard's father, how Sam caught them, and how Richard stabbed and killed his father. And she was like, what? You're lying. She didn't believe him at all. But and then she decided, you know what? She said she needs time to process what Dale just told her. So she said she was going to go to her sister's house with all them damn kids and stay there with them. But Dale begged her not to go, so they decided to go for a walk instead. So now we see Jason. He's talking so excitedly to his father about hanging his mother and Eli. Is this boy sick or what? Anyway, Hunter said he didn't do that to kill them. He would have had to like tighten the rope or the noose or something like that more if he really wanted to do that. He's just trying to scare them or something. So Jason wanted to know why. And Hunter said, you have to be smart and play the game right with these things, he was telling him. So he asked Jason to go to his room for a minute because he needed time alone to talk to Agent Isaac and to think. And Jason didn't want to, but finally did. So Agent Isaac was looking out the window at that time, at that moment with some binoculars or something. And so when Jason left out, Agent Isaac told Hunter that his son likes and is fascinated by death. And Hunter said Jason is a mess, you know, and this is his mother's fault or something like that. Then he told Hunter that he saw some things of Jason's in those tunnels and that it's creepy. And Hunter wanted to know what it was. And he said it seems Jason likes porn and to masturbate a lot. And Hunter didn't want to hear any more after that. So then Agent Isaac also told Hunter that Donald, or is it Donald's men or Eli's men, found out how they made it to the Oval through the tunnels, you know, so they might not have a way to go back down there, but they think there may be some other paths. Now, back at the infirmary, the doctor and nurse come back into the room and they inject something into Eli's IV and they remove the tube from his throat. And the doctor had wanted, Simone to step outside, but she refused to leave Eli's side. So when Eli woke up, he never even said anything to Simone. He just looked over and saw Victoria and asked about her if she was okay. Then he saw Bobby and told him to get out. He said, "What are you doing here? Get out and get Sam," because he didn't want to look at his face. So then Victoria woke up and was rude as ever and acting all bougie and stuff regarding the gown she was wearing. "I don't be wearing this. I wear labels on it." I'm sure there was a label in that damn gown. she she was ripping all the wires in the equipment, wires that was like monitoring her vitals and everything. And then she got up out of the bed coughing and gagging and all of this stuff and refusing to follow the doctor's orders. And so she ended up leaving with the nurse holding her up, trying to get her to her room. So then the doctor leaves and Simone and Eli are alone. So he tells her that Hunter did this to them and they need to find out how Hunter got into the Oval, without them knowing it. So that's when Sam finally shows up and he gets there and Eli gets out of bed and tells Sam to take him to the Oval. So Sam grabs him on one side and he's trying to carry him, helping him, and he asks Simone to get the other side and they walk with him to the Oval. Meanwhile, we have Dale once again calling Alan and wanting to tell him what he heard when he was at Kyle's house. And Alan tells him, he's listening. And Dale is so stupid because he won't heed Alan's warnings. So Kyle comes into Donald's office and sees Alan sitting in his chair. And Alan hangs up from Dale saying he gotta go. So Kyle asks, "What does he want to tell you from my house?" And Alan asks, "Whose phone do you have tapped? Dale's or mine?" But Kyle never tells him. He only says that you need a warrant to tap someone's phone. So Alan tells Kyle to leave him alone. And then Kyle leaves and goes to the Oval to meet up with Donald. Kyle doesn't trust Alan for some reason, but then we find out why, because he knows that Donald likes Alan, which is the same thing Lily was telling Alan that he needs to be careful of. But we realize now that Kyle is jealous of Alan. And Kyle tells Donald that Alan is straight and Donald doesn't care. So Kyle says Alan is a hazard and Donald said that he can handle that. And Kyle is like, he's never going to go for it. He's never going to do it. He said, don't worry about it. And then he tells Kyle that this jealous thing is sexy and that he thinks he'll take him right there on top of the president's desk. So they kiss and pull down pants and Donald bends Kyle over the desk and he starts stroking him real hard, hitting him from the back, and Kyle is loving it. And then what we all knew would happen, we all knew what was going to happen. Eli, Sam, and Simone, they opened the door and catch them. And I was like, bam, there it is. And it was so embarrassing. But anyway, I wanted to ask y'all about something because Donald keeps mentioning something about Allen Insurance. Does anybody know what this Allen Insurance is? And it was funny how he let Kyle know that he don't trust anybody. And Kyle was like, "What about me?" And he said, "Including you." Hell no. And that's how they end up having sex because he said, "Ooh, that hurt." And he said, "Why don't you come over here so I can show you how much hurt feels or how hurt feels or something." And that's how they got into that position. But anyway, I didn't care so much for this episode. It was all right to me. I think the prior episodes were better. Y'all put it down in the comment section what y'all thought, and I will see you all in the next video. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. It's your girl, Barbie J, saying peace.